because you know what? Speaking of the credit, that'd be a good one because I didn't even notice that. Shit, I was in my 30s talking to people, helping people with their credit. I guess people just don't realize how important it is. It almost sounds like redundant.
Nah, some people really don't. They think cash is everything. As long as I have cash, I'll go buy anything I want.
So, all right, now we can start from there. We're good now. I like that. So I would ask that person, if that's the case, then you just gonna a credit for you is just a one-off. Hear what I'm saying? So you start off with credit at some point. Did you already mess it up with like a T-Mobile bill? Or let's say you didn't mess it up with something like that, and you get an opportunity to get a credit card, you're just not going to pay it back based off because you're a cash person. So you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying you said it, but how does it make sense?
Yeah, they won't pay it back.
Oh, so any credit card, which you're only gonna get one opportunity, that's just a one-off of free money, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go out and buy the iPhone 16, and that's it. Oh, screw the payment. The payment is due on the 17th.
Yeah.
They'll never get it. They'll send a letter. They'll see it. They'll never pay for it. Some people really believe cash is everything. I don't need a credit card. I don't need to build my credit as long as I have cash. But you have to have good credit.
Yeah,
it can't just be cash.
Yeah, so how would you do getting the real big things? Like how would you get to real big purchases and assets and stuff? Why would the bank? And then somebody's like, I don't need the bank. Well, how are you bringing in that much money where you don't need the bank at all? I mean, I'm pretty sure it can happen. Mm-hmm. There's certain ways that I can think of one in particular. Like you have some type of something illegal going on and you could bring in that type of cash. But at no point you want to legitimize it? Because I kind of like the business that we do, I actually like not doing any cash transactions. Think about it. Like very minimal, I would say cash transactions. Like there's no opportunity to like rob me at any point and be good. Because think about a lot of the things you do. When it came to doing real estate with the banks, a lot of that stuff was through the computer, right? You never went to the bank and gave them a down payment in cash in a suitcase. None of that stuff ever happened.
Right. They'll tell you, hey, you can't pull no cash out and you can't put no cash in your checking account. So if it's there, let it sit there.
Right.
So if you had $20,000 in the bank and you were planning on going on a nice trip and you want to take out $4,000
right,
to go on the trip, they'll tell you, no, you can't take that money out. Why are you trying to purchase the house? So cash is good, but it's not valuable in your hand like that.
Right.
But a lot of people live
that's crazy.
Like that.
Well, it's not crazy, but how does that work?
How what?
How does that work? That means, so you can possibly buy a house cash, right? You could buy a house cash. It almost is a telltale sign of like kind of like what you got going on a little bit. Like, because how do you do that? If you want to get a nice apartment, they got to go through your credit. I know somebody who qualifies for an apartment and they're pissed off because something's on their credit and they got a good job and everything. So if you have cash, I don't see the landlord. It's like having that security with the credit. It gives the person a little bit of security. Like it makes the bank feel better.
Right.
It makes me as a landlord feel better. Like, oh, you got a credit history? Okay, cool. But if you tell me you just cash, like how do you deal and get around like that?
As a landlord, if somebody came with just cash,
they say here, okay, it'll probably look like this. Here's a year's worth of the rent.
All right, you can move in tomorrow.
Right. No, but
that works.
But a year and a day, that's it.
That's it. That's it.
So that's how they live in their life. They're not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just different. But because you're not going to be able to come to you.
It's a bad thing.
And say, I only have cash, but I'm going to give it to you every month. Don't worry about it. Like, it's not going to be in full. I don't have any credit. Because to think about it, the thing is this. The person that says, I just live off cash, that means that your credit is messed up or you just don't use credit.
They might not use credit, but if you don't use credit, it's bad credit.
Wow.
No credit is bad credit.
No credit is bad credit. That's what they say, right? Because how do I have any track record of why I need to?
Right. Yeah, no history of you paying bills. You don't show me somewhere you're asking to borrow $200,000, but show me where you were able to pay a $30 credit card
Right.
payment every month when it was due.
And check this one out. This is where it's now starting to get real good and get to the conversation we have in the gym, right? Am I supposed to take your word on faith base, never having evidence of you ever doing anything because I don't have your credit history, I don't have anything. But here you telling me you're going to pay me. But I'm saying that if I'm looking for credit, then the world doesn't naturally operate that way then. Where I'm just going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. This is my business now on the line. I'm going to give it a shot. You have nothing to show me that you have any history of anything and you're an adult. But I'm going to give it a shot. It looks like you got your stuff together. That's difficult, man. Like, I'd rather see the track record. I like the track record. I don't want to go off of no evidence.
Two things. If you're a landlord, you want to look at the bank statement. That tells you a lot. If you're dealing with somebody with cash.
Right.
If
Okay,
you,
that's a good
if
one.
you
Yep.
tell me you don't have a checking account and you over the age of 24, that's a problem. That's a red flag. I just can't. I probably wouldn't even rent you the apartment unless you tell me, hey, let's do a 6 months lease. I pay you 6 months, and then we'll do another 6 months.
This is actually good because when you said it to me, I'm thinking like, come on, nobody's going to. But then you're right. People do that. They don't have checking accounts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No checking account. So are those ones that advocate for like, I just do cash? But is that because you can't have a checking account? Is that because you just don't want to have a checking account? You just want to go off the grid forever?
It could be both. It could be both.
Right.
But I'm not taking that risk. I wouldn't take that risk with somebody that tells me, oh, you know what? I don't have a checking account. How do you pay your bills? How do you pay your credit one card? So you don't do nothing with credit card. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So do everything is cash. Everything is cash.
Everything cash.
Well, when everything is cash, you got to pay up front. Even if you go get a car.
Right. And it's a little bit more expensive.
It's a more expensive car. They'll tell you, we need a bigger deposit, security deposit. That's just how it works.
This is good. It's more expensive and less. This is just one case I've seen this. I don't know if this goes across the board. When I was working and I had insurance and I was getting some dental work done, I heard somebody who didn't have insurance and I heard the deal that they got. That was way less than what the insurance was going to pay for the same thing I did.
Right. Because you're not paying for it. The insurance is paying for it.
Right. So
they're capitalizing on the insurance. That's only right. But you coming there with no insurance and you getting work done, it's going to run you $2,000.
Right.
While him, they're talking about, well, $900.
Right. I was like, whoa, did I just hear that? So it doesn't work for everything all the time. Because like, that's what I like when you kind of like.
It depends on how you look at it. And it depends on what it is. It depends on how you look at it and what it is. But credit is different than, I would say, like health insurance. Now if you're going to go get braces done and you want to get a line of credit to get that done, you need credit. For sure you need credit.
Right.
You're not going to walk into the dentist and say, I only have $2,000. What could you do for me? They'll be like, no, we could put you on a payment plan.
Right.
Sometimes they got to run your credit to put you on a payment plan.
$2,000 is not enough for braces, right?
Nah.
That's okay. That's not even a scratch a dent.
Yeah. No.
So, like I said, what happens is when somebody says that, they must feel like they're beyond reproach. Because somebody like myself, I'm not afraid, but like, this is, you know me, I'm always like scrutinizing every little thing. I'm like, you don't operate off credit at all. That seems like, that's already like a red flag and fishy. There's a lot of things that you can't do or wouldn't be able to do. Or how are you doing them? Like I said, it's to start where you live. Can you live in any like really decent place where they don't run any of those things? How nice can your spot be? Like, I mean, is the person, it's tough. Like I'm already like evaluating a little bit right off the bat, just putting context clues and stuff together like, holy shit, like damn, you don't operate off credit or nothing at all.
I'm judging you.
Well, yeah, that's basically what I was saying in a
I'm
nice
judging
way.
you. Nah, I'm judging you. Straight
like, okay,
up.
what's the first thing you think? I say, yo, bro, I only do cash only. I don't mess with credit and stuff like that. I mean, that's how it sounds. I had to lower my intellect a little bit just to say that, right? I was like, yo, I don't mess with credit and stuff like that.
You kill somebody. You're running from somebody. That's the first thing I would think. You're running from somebody. Absolutely, you're running from somebody.
You're running from somebody.
Because if you're doing something, getting a car, buying a house. All right, if you want to go buy a car that's less than $10,000, all right, I get it. But for someone to tell me that they're gonna take 50 grand and buy a car out 50 grand, that's just pure stupidity. Like I don't get it.
Right.
You would have to have at least $400,000 to say, okay, I'm gonna take 50 grand and I'm gonna just spend it cash.
As you're saying this, I'm thinking like, yo, you know, sometimes I always think about myself. I'm like, I feel guilty because I did tell you that there's a milestone that I want to hit. And we discussed that milestone. And when I hit that milestone, I'm saying that credit is not going to be able to help me. The traditional credit, I guess, like the little, like I want to go shopping and buy this type of credit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I might need bigger credit, huge credit for like to buy assets and stuff of that nature. But the normal use of credit for like, I guess, everyday purchases and stuff like that, I don't want to have to use the credit. Like I'll use the credit for like, to what we were saying, like, StreamYard every month, bills that come every month.
Right.
I'll use the credit there so I can get the
points and stuff like that.
The points and things of that nature. But to actually use the credit for purchases, I want to get to the point where the income coming in monthly can kind of like take care of that. And I don't think that is that much for me. And that's just my personal thing. I don't think that is actually that much for me. Having to have to budget for so many years and things of that nature, I don't think I need certain things. Like, for example, we kind of like segue a little bit, but some of the materialistic things, I'm kind of like, you know what? I think the biggest flex is the fact that I know how to get it. Like, you know, I'll be wanting to buy some of those like meaningless stuff. It's still nice, like some nice luxury stuff. You buy a nice bag or something like that. Where now for me, it's like, for me, I don't need the bag anymore. I've done that. So it's just like, I'm done with that. So that's going to be saved. So I can save money and get me like a nice bag from Dick's Sporting Goods and I'm fine. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, it was like, I just needed to see what that was like. I kind of got that feeling out of the way and I'm kind of allocating my funds towards other things. That's just my stuff personally. So I don't know. It's almost like when you have it, it's a little different. That's what they say. When you have it, it's a little different. You look at things a little different. Like,
right.
I don't care about that no more.
Did that already.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about those little things, like those things. So I feel like I'm ahead of the curve. And like I said, when I hit that milestone, I'm never messing it up. That's the whole thing. Never messing it up.
What's the milestone?
Okay. The milestone, I don't want to say the actual number, but the milestone is to basically be where there's nothing that I can want that month that's going to cost me more than what I make that month. There's nothing possible. Somebody would have to like, through our conversation, you know what I mean? Challenge me and be like, all right, Ronald, what about this? And then I had to be like, all right, Jesse, fine, bro. You found the one or two things. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's what I want my monthly income, disposable income to be. There's nothing that I can possibly want within that month that's going to that's going to make me have to go into another month of funds, you know? That's as far as disposable income. Obviously, you want to have things in case of emergency. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about disposable income. I don't want anything to surpass what I already make a month. That's all I'm saying. Think about that. And think about what that number would be for you.
15,000 a month.
15,000? I talked to some people and 15,000, that's a whole lot. Because now you're at the point where now you're making money and it's like, of course, have fun with some of the money, but dude, you got to be reinvesting the rest of the money.
Of course.
Like,
of course. What's the point of having it?
Right. Somebody whoever, matter of fact, this podcast is for anybody, right? So, but whoever will be looking at the podcast and saying, oh, like 50 grand that's nothing. It's crazy that you're watching this because it's like it got to you anyway. You understand? But that's just a different lifestyle. 15 grand from where we came up and what we need, we see that'll suffice, you know? And we're financial, like, savvy.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're not financially savvy. Think about it. Somebody who's not financially savvy, I can see them needing a whole lot more.
15,000 a month is...
And mind, this is after your bills are paid.
Yeah. Of course. So 15,000 a month is what? You're supposed to be the genius.
Hey Siri, what's 15,000 times 12? So that's $180,000 disposable income.
So let's say you make $200,000 a year just to chill and enjoy life. Your bills before that, so technically you probably be almost at like 280 roughly. Let's say 3. Let's say you had 3 with bills and everything else.
No, 280. You're gonna be
bad,
at
right?
no, that's excellent, but you're gonna be making a lot more than that. That's actually just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
200,000 is what I have to
Right.
do whatever I want to do.
right. That's a lot.
My bills are already paid, and my bills are nowhere near $100,000 a year.
You know what, man? Let's just be frank, man. Because the reason why I didn't want to go into it, because it's like I don't want anybody into my business stuff. But let's just be real. I think I'm gonna pump the brakes at 10.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think I need 15.
Right. I'm gonna start pumping the
but I
brakes
want
at 10.
15.
Yeah. I'm gonna start pumping the brakes at 10 and relax, and then reinvest and try to
Right.
get money through investments is gonna be the thing. Like, cause you got enough to it's like every month you're starting over with another 10 grand. Like, all right, fuck, let me see what I can do. And with people like us, savvy, boom, that should be enough for a while based on the way the economy is. And I know there's a lot of people, at least your gurus that people listen to. You can imagine that 10 grand wouldn't be enough for them, or at least it seems that way. I don't know how much is real reality and how much is I just can't gauge that too much.
They're lying. Majority of them be lying. Anyway.
Because I can't gauge it as much, man. I really can't. I don't know what is true, what is not true. I've heard them say things that they backed up off of, but think about that 10 grand number. Like that is excellent. And mind you, we're real estate investors, and so we can see that trajectory going. So depending on what you do. And that's another thing I talk about and I think about. Like, I don't want to be a front runner, but it's not that. Like, we put in like 15 years of thinking about real estate and thinking about. So it's not, because it feels different being on this side, where it's like now looking in real estate. I was talking to somebody the other day. They have $100,000 to invest in real estate to buy their first home and do different things, and they want to go the route of multifamily. And I was happy for them. Like, yo. Like, I really could talk to you about real estate because you got something and I could, from where I came, $6,225. That's how much I had from my first house, $6,225. $1,000 down payment, $5,225 was the final payment. I got the check.
Closing?
Yeah, that's how much. The day I closed, I made all that money back from the rentals. But that was just the deal. That just so happened to be the deal. But what I'm saying is, if I knew it that way, like years ago, then I could have tried to put a lot of people on. Now the way I know it and the price of real estate, we were just talking to Roberto yesterday, and I'm telling him about what I want to do, and he's giving me prices. I'm like, what? I'm talking about dilapidated. I want it to be bad. No, messed up. Like, I want it to be bad. Like, how much would that cost? Huh? So.
How much? 400?
Yeah, he was saying 400. Yeah. I'm like, whoa. And I was looking for a number maybe near 3. I'm like, okay. He said 4. Yeah, 400.
And then at 400,
it's messed up.
You're gonna go and go through a bidding war with somebody else. Before you know it, it's 480.
Yeah.
The house have no doors, no windows, falling apart. You gotta go through building inspector. You gotta get an architect drawing, come in.
Ooh. As soon as you said building inspector just now, architect drawing, you made me change my philosophy. All that, it's like I'm like a computer. When you threw that in there, I said, oh shit, Ronald. Yeah, we thought about that, but that was more subconscious. He just brought it to the forefront.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
But at 200, it's worth it.
It's worth it going through
at
the problem.
400,
yeah.
And now you got to spend to get a licensed electrician, licensed plumber. If the house is falling apart and the building department wants you to change a few things, you got to get an architect drawing to draw up the plans,
right.
The way the house is, and what you plan on doing, with it. Now with the HVAC, they got a whole different thing with HVAC now. Before you could just get an HVAC installed, pull a permit. Now you need a drawing of the actual machine, where you placing it, the specs, and all types of stuff. Right there, you have $1,500 for just that.
See how real estate
different
happens.
Ball game.
I'm just thinking different now. I'm like, damn,
yeah,
just thinking different. But I said I was happy that he had the 100,000. because of what it's going to take now. This is going to be his first home, and he's looking to get into multifamily. And what I told him, because I thought it was actually a big thing to be able to get your hands on 100,000 coming from where he came from. Get your hands on 100,000. First thing I said, and this is one now where the podcast gets a little bit more spicy. Don't let a woman mess that up for you. As a man, hear me out with this one.
Hmm?
I would not get married. I would not do none of those things before I take care of and get my asset with that 100,000. There is nothing else I'm going to do with that 100,000 but put it into an asset that's going to pay me some money. And that's just my personal opinion. And my marriage actually still lasts because of that. I really believe so. I would hate to imagine that I'm still paying $40,000 for a wedding. And that's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts. It hurts for me. Some people have it. Don't get it twisted. Some people have it. And if they have it and they're financially savvy, I bet you they're not paying for it. Like it's already paid for. They have a way to pay for it. That money's allocated. It's been allocated. But it's not something that you go out and get some money on, like some credit, a line of credit for that. I wouldn't do that. But that 100,000, I wouldn't squander it.
That's more of a risk for you to take $100,000 and then take 60 and put it into it. Is that even an investment? And say, okay, I'm going to get married and I'm going to take 60,000 and spend it. Is that an investment?
You got to think about it. Only way you can think about a marriage as an investment is if you have a marriage that forget about successful, because a long-lasting marriage where two people are going to be in there going at the economy together. How long is that going to last? And then the answers are, it's not that long, right? If you look at how long the average marriage lasts, right? So here you go, you put 60,000 into a wedding, and how long does the average marriage last? Like, you have to look at those things, right? I mean,
I don't think you need to look at it. I think you just need to make the smart decision and say no.
You know what's crazy? You're right when you said it. Like, sometimes I take it to another level. You got to look into it. My brother was telling me the other day, we were talking, and like, this is about anything. We were just talking, and I was like, yo, who was your biggest like fear growing up? Like, your biggest issue growing up, being from the hood or whatever. It's hard for me to call it the hood because we grew up with some great parents. But being from the hood, like, who's your biggest like issue? Like, and I would say like, yo, the stats say this, stats say. He's like, Ronald, forget about the stats. Just think about what you know. Like, what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your biggest issue growing up? It wasn't the white man. He wasn't down the block from you, ready to rob you any chance he get. He wasn't. And I'm just saying, like, that's just an example. But people need to look at their life. I get what everybody else saying about their life, or your parents, or forefathers. I get that. But in your particular life, it looks a lot different when you kind of look at it. Like some people, I can say, bro, I can clearly say, and mind you, and I told you before, I call myself a lazy person. I understand that. Like, I can do a lot more. But some people I look at that talk a lot of the white man stuff and all this other stuff, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I want to say, bro, you mad lazy though. Did anybody ever tell you that? Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you haven't found, like, I remember Aubrey used to say, meaningful employment. You know what I'm saying? To put you in position. You haven't done X, Y, and Z. You didn't graduate. I didn't graduate. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things are different for you. There's a lot of different disparities, which is going to cause you either not to be as successful as you wanted to be or as successful as somebody else.
Yep.
You got to keep it real. And I just find that a lot of people are afraid to do that. And it is scary because sometimes especially if you compare yourself to the ideal person you want to be, and you kind of like think about it, and you like be rational, and you look at yourself and you say, damn, yo, I'm kind of far from that. Like the guy I want to be, I'm way far from that. Way far from that, yo. It's way far from that. It's very hard to be that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? For starters, like to get up in the morning when nobody's telling you, or you don't have to clock in or nothing like that. That's a totally different life, bro. I sound crazy, but it's totally different.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You don't got it. So you just slow, especially when you're doing something creative like this, it's crazy.
You got to get up. I get up every day, every morning.
Yeah, you up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Every morning. I don't understand how someone could just lay in bed all day.
Well, not a man.
No man should wake up out of bed
and get back in bed.
and just get back in bed without doing anything productive after you get out of bed. So if you get out of bed, let's say, I know I'm crazy because six is early. If you off work, you want to rest for a little bit. All right, you want to get out of bed at 9, and I'm pushing it.
9 is a lot.
Yeah, I'm pushing it. 9 o'clock. So 9 a.m. you wake up. You can't tell me 12 o'clock you back in the bed. I would have a problem with that.
Mm.
You got to be productive. There's so much stuff you should be doing.
Bro. 9 o'clock is late.
Extremely
like 9
late.
o'clock. Like I remember we were talking. Like you said, if you were in the bed still at 9 o'clock, it's probably because you mad tired. It's been a crazy day last. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I went to sleep at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Got it. 9 o'clock is late. 9 o'clock is really late, man, to be waking up.
Yeah.
Like you got stuff to do. You know, and it's well, if people got to work and things like that, you go through a long work week. So on the weekend, it's like, my brother told me he works like double shifts and all these things. He says that when he works some of the double shifts, he doesn't want to go to sleep. Like he want to come home and keep that and get to sleep on another day. So you got to find a way to structure it. But getting up late like that, I just don't see the point. Maybe there's a certain amount of hours of sleep you get. But I'm old, bro.
I don't care about that. I mean, you should.
I'm old. I go to bed at like 9:30, bro. Yeah. I'm ready to go to bed at 9:30.
I wish. So you get good sleep. I don't. I go to bed last night 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah, nah.
I'm up 6.
That's why you text me about the Cardinals game, right?
Yeah.
It was the Cardinals game. I'm like, yo, that game is late.
I was up.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
up. I don't go sleep. I'm not. I don't go to bed too early. When your brain is always thinking, you're trying to think of something creative, always processing things different. I'm in bed like on average 12 to 2.
Damn,
I'm in bed. I'm up at 6.
You think that could be stress? A lot of stress?
Oh yeah, stress.
Yeah,
that stress of money. You know.
Yeah, I know.
You know how it is.
Yeah. No. I actually, speaking of that type of stress when it comes to money and stuff like that and doing things that we do, I don't find it where I talk about or think about much else too much. Like that's one of the things that's on my mind. Always got to worry about what's going on, the properties, the situation is, that insurance canceling on you, different things, all different type of things come up. And there's never any letting that go. There's never any letting that go. Like being a landlord, there's always something that's coming up, never nothing letting that go. People don't talk about that part about it a lot. It's now they're trying to shit on real estate like as if you can't make money. You could, but it's like we were talking about, it's going to be difficult finding great deals.
It's not difficult. So you have the value of the house is going up, interest rate is going up, and what we're in it for, the rental's going up. So it's gonna balance itself out, and when it goes down, technically, if you're locked into rent and you have a 4-bedroom for $3,000, just because the interest rate went down, I'm not dropping the rent.
Right.
Why would I do that?
Right.
That sounds crazy.
That's not what we're in the business for. And
Right.
I smile as you say that because 4 bedrooms are $3,000.
$1,000. Yep.
$3,000. All right, so now let's dig into that, right? 4 bedroom, $3,000. The government, if you have Section 8, will pay, depending on how your Section 8 works, will pay a majority of that or a good portion of it, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how your Section 8 works.
They could pay the whole thing.
They could pay the whole thing, depending on how your Section 8 works.
Mhm.
And this is just me just figuring things out and just asking questions. So that's how much the rental is for the market, right? So if you don't have government assistance, basically, what is the market saying you have to do to be able to get into a normal 4-bedroom rental? You basically have to have two or 3 parent household.
Yep.
3 parent households. I guess if you use the term parent loosely, as somebody else is in a household that's like a parent figure or something like that,
Right.
an aunt, uncle. So that's what I'm saying. That's
a
why
grandparent, someone who's contributing.
Right. That's why I say 3 parent household. That's what I mean. That's what we're talking about now.
Yeah,
so when somebody says like, yo, how do they expect people to pay this rent? They don't expect 2 people anymore.
Nope.
They expect 2 in the bonus.
Yep.
Who's the bonus person that's going to be on this lease also?
Or that one person had to have 2 jobs.
Damn. 2 jobs. 2 jobs too. Like when I say jobs, like 2 jobs, like you're putting in that work, man. Because you're
Yep.
talking about $3,000 a month. And even if you're talking about a house, that's what you're talking about too. When you get your single family house.
Yep.
Right now, you're talking about $3,000 a month. Only difference is you got to start with the shit. Maybe not 100,000 you need, but what would you say you need? If you got 70,000, 80,000, can you do it with 50,000? Right now in this market, decent house, you want to get in there, you want to live in there right away. You don't have the funds really to put work into it like that.
The deal got to make sense. It's all about the deal.
Right.
You could buy a house for $500,000, $400,000 house, and whatever your down payment is, if you go to 3.5 FHA, make it work.
Right. Yeah. You could probably put down 15, 20 grand and then use the rest to fix up and do the things you got to do. So
you ain't fixing up much with 10,000, 20,000. Right. Everything went up. So the house market went up, and the stuff to fix the house went up.
Right. The materials went up. So a kitchen, a kitchen, a small kitchen. A small kitchen you get from the Chinaman. Right.
What'll cost you what?
What, 20,000?
No.
What do you mean?
The small 5-foot kitchen
for rental.
Yeah, for rental.
Maybe like $2 grand. I'm thinking.
Now what?
How much is it now?
About like 35.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Went up.
Damn. Flooring,
everything. Flooring. Yeah. Oh my. Remember, flooring was like 99 cents a square foot.
Yeah.
The cheap one now is $1.15, $1.25.
Yeah. So check this one out. I was going to get possibly stuck with the times if I would have stayed at my job without it being popped, getting popped or not, it would have still made sense because of the deals. I searched for deals and I got good deals on real estate, so it still would have made sense. But I used to find myself thinking like I said, I always think like this is some front runner crap that I'm on right now. I always find myself thinking like, what else, Ronald? Because what if it wasn't real estate?
Mm.
It always, I don't know why I keep always thinking like, what if it wasn't real estate? Like, what else? Because what I'm saying was I was like, this was deeper than this, like showing up and this feeling like, that was literally what was in my like spirit. Mm-hmm. Like it'll be all this, like this, but it'll be like, this shit just don't make no sense, yo. It was just too much of that. It was too much of that. So I don't know, man. I just think about the individuals who wanted to get in real estate or want to get in real estate and how tough it is now to get into real estate. What do you do? What do you think? Because if I put myself in your shoes, I mean, meaning like put myself in those people's shoes, it's like I would still keep doing the things I was doing, man. Probably listening to motivational videos and like doing as much research and listening to the right podcast as possible. Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't much of the bullshit. I couldn't take in the bullshit. Like for me, this is good. Like, this is good. Like, I love Future, the artist, right? I can't listen to Future if I'm broke. That's this because I everything I do is real. Like, kind of like I listen to the lyrics and people say, "Oh, they just lyrics," and it's like, yeah, I get it. like, yeah, those are just lyrics. Yeah, he doesn't mean what he just said.
Yeah. Some of those lyrics, but some of that hit close to home.
Right. So it's hard for me to listen to that when I'm broke. Not even just like financially, but like mentally, because once you financially broke, you can get broke and everything. Broke mentality. Mm-hmm. It's hard. It was different. I couldn't do that. So what I'm saying is, you got to filter out a lot of that with some educational stuff, maybe, and maybe that can inspire you when you just get educated by people who were in the situation you were in and listen to what they do. Maybe you get why not get brainwashed by that for a little bit?
Right.
As opposed to getting brainwashed by somebody like Future telling you about the life that he's living now. Like, that's very tough to digest.
I was so big on who's that guy about the money? Cash King.
Cash King? Grant Cardone?
No,
No, Cash King?
Cash King's the guy who don't pay anything with credit.
Oh, your boy. Yeah, your boy.
I don't remember his name, but yeah,
Dave Ramsey's.
Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Great, but I don't think that shit works for it. It doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
That's not for everybody.
Not for like risk takers. Not for guys like that's gonna take calculated risk and things of that nature. Like we would take calculated risks. We're gonna figure it out. Like, hold on, if I buy this and I have these two, and this is what I'm obligated to pay a month, and these two could pay me more than that, then this should work, right? Tax-wise, right? It should work. All right, let me do that. You know, the only thing is, there's a lot of other things that comes into it that maybe you don't know on the forefront, but that we still can handle.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the issues that come up, the problems that come up. Are you the type of person that, you know, once one problem come up, you're ready to give the shit up? That's it, I don't want it.
Right.
And a lot of people are like that. One little thing, you know, so, hey, I was in a shitty toilet just last week. It's crazy how it means nothing to me, man. I got the clog out and I'm good.
Got to get it done. I just left Home Depot. I saw the power tool for the snake.
Yeah.
They're like $500. I was like, that's on my bucket list because I know I'm gonna need it.
Right. To keep it so you don't have to go
call a plumber.
Bro, I was happy when that fucking water went down too. There's nothing like when you got a clog and you're a landlord, and especially when you a hands-on landlord, mom and pop landlord, like shit, like we are, right? When I heard that water go down, like, I'm like, yo, let's go.
That's $500.
Yeah, easy. So yeah, that's the things that people don't talk
you gotta
about.
You gotta be a problem solver if you want to get into real estate. There's no other way around it.
That's a great way to put it.
And if you don't want to be a problem solver, you got to find someone to take care of your problems.
Yeah.
So this is my property. That's going to cost you. It could cost you anywhere from 10 to 20%, 10% minimum. You're going to pay somebody.
Easy.
So.
No, man. Yeah. It's just like a lot of those things these other guys talk about, they're on a much higher level. But what I would argue and what I would say is and I kind of pride myself on it, but I'm just gonna wait till it actually happens in the long run. I'm gonna be able to say, like, I understand this person's story, but you know, I go through my head, this is my thing. When I do this stuff, I mean I'm about to say something. But not for nothing, like they started with a little bit of like a silver spoon. You know, mine was not taken away from anything from my parents, but mine was different. Yeah. You understand? This was different, you know. They had inheritance that they could play with.
Right,
it's different when you could, you know, when you get guided and you have $200,000 to start you off in an economy the way it was before.
You'll call your dad or your mom and be like, hey, listen, I just saw this great deal. Can I have $30,000?
Look, if you don't mind, share your story, how you had real estate early when you were younger. And you were talking about in the gym how if you were around the right set of people, how you wouldn't have, like, I'm not saying squandered it, but it wouldn't have went away.
Never. So I bought my first property in 2006, mid 2006, and just poor decisions. I'll never forget it. Poor decisions, fighting, just not being smart.
It was a 3-family too.
It was a 3-family, perfect 3-family, and I got it. And I had, you know, I was going through. Do I move out of Mill Run, move over there again? Where you don't have anybody in your circle that's dealing with that, I'm just dealing on my own. I'm just trying to figure it out. And then I just gave up.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I got to take care of my son.
Right.
Got to take care of this situation, make sure that he's okay. Got to figure that part of my life out. And I just gave up. Knowing what I know now, if someone came to talk to me, I'll tell them, please, man, whatever pride you have, whatever feelings you have for a relationship or anything outside of that, just let it go. Focus on yourself, focus on your money. That's something that you need as a man to function and walk around and be like, okay, I need to buy this, I need to pay for this.
Right.
The house would have helped me. If I would have had the house now, I would have been up at least $500,000.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. From that time to now, I'd have been perfect.
I hear people tell the stories about, and that was, I don't know how you acquired that house. If you get into that a little later, we could talk about that later. But I hear stories of individuals who got on the real estate early, young, around that time where you did it, but they did it huge. They did a bunch of stuff. Now they basically squandered that opportunity that they had. You know, it was not easier, but they squandered the opportunity. And now they look back and say, damn, I would never do that. That's going to be the one thing where like I could see where people could say, and from the outskirts it will look like that, because I don't really like, and I'm going to keep it like that. I'm not really big on, sounds crazy, I'm not big on social media. Like I kind of just want to live my life. Excuse me. Not in my bubble, no, but kind of like in my bubble per se. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is the things that I like, and these are the things that make me happy. I know what other people say should make me happy, and more of this probably should, but this is kind of like where I'm at, and I like this. You know what I mean? And if on my way getting there, something were to happen and I die, trust me, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was already where I wanted to be. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I hear somebody talk about that and I was just thinking, and they were just saying the other day that, you know, somebody worked hard and then they just died, and now all this stuff is just, you know, it's just gone. And it's like the way I kind of think about death is, you know, up until that point, like of the last point of cognition, how is that person thinking? Do you understand? Mine is going to be great. If something would happen today, you would know, like, oh man, that trajectory was crazy, always there. If it didn't happen, he was still good because it already kind of happened to me. Like, you understand what I'm saying? There's no other way it could go. When I talk to you about banks and stuff like that, and I like it, you be giving me all of the obstacles that's possible because I come in so aggressive. I'm like, Jess, what they gonna do, bro? 700 credit score. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing.
Wait and see. They gonna find something.
Just be like, yo, I hear what you're saying, bro. I'm like, yo, tell me what they gonna do, bro. Let me know. I'm ready. But yeah, it's just, I don't know why I went off on a tangent, but that's just the way I look at it. Like, when it comes to like what it is that I value versus what people think I should value. I think when an individual can get to that part, you got it. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, no, I value these things. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I value. Like, hypothetically, like I only wear shorts, if that was the case. I know how dope jeans are. I don't care how cold I wear shorts. That's just what I wear.
Right.
You understand? It kind of takes a little bit of that and not being everywhere. Because I notice like people are just everywhere with shit, man, you know? And it's surprising. Like, you wouldn't think that. Like, this is going to sound real cliche now, but social media has taken over, yo. It's nuts. Like, people are a sum of whatever they're scrolling and looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's not much else but that. And that's the scary thing, to the point where I was talking the other day. Certain relationships are great and are better than the AI, but others, maybe they aren't as beneficial as an AI relationship would be for some people. And it's crazy. Like, if you're around a bunch of people where, yeah, we're like kind of sort of a collective. We only say certain things because to say something outside of that, I'll be outcast and I don't want to do that. But what if that's really how you're built and in your spirit, you really want to say those things and you can't say it? The AI is not going to judge you for saying it and getting it out. And then guess what? You'll be surprised what their answer might be when they do. You understand what I'm saying? Versus a friend who you better not say that, because that'll end your relationship. And the answer would be like, why? But you get what I'm saying? Like, if I was telling somebody, the AI is going to definitely eliminate all the individuals who aren't excelling at what they do, because they can't replace like this right here, this energy, emotional intelligence. They don't have that. They're basically going to give you understand? But some people do need that, right? Because sometimes we use all the emotional intelligence and don't use actual intelligence, right? Like, we're emotionally involved in some shit, but you're not really thinking like, yo, this is not better for me. I could just be here with these people all my life and never do anything and just be comfortable right here. Let's be comfortable right here, just doing nothing with these people, doing nothing together, not on purpose. You know, it's all subconscious. But like I said, sometimes actual intelligence needs to come into play. And that's where AI could tell you, like, oh, damn, you spent this much time with this. You spent this much time on that. Thanks for telling me all of this, basically. But based on all the time you spend on all your social media apps and at work and doing everything, you spend X amount of time on yourself and bettering yourself. So with this amount of time, I don't see how you're going to be able to expand your wealth and do all those things.
Right, right.
That's what AI would tell you. They don't have the emotional intelligence. They don't know that, I just want to have some fun. I just want to have some balance. I just want to have some.
But you can't just rely on AI.
No. But I'm saying is there are people who I think they need to inject some AI in their life.
Oh, no, for sure. The dumb ones.
But the thing is, how you going to... It's tough. It's tough. I guess that's what they just have.
The ones without common sense.
Hey, check this out. We're gonna segue. That, but still saying the same topic. That's tough because I don't think, to your point, I'm gonna call them a laggard instead of calling them dumb. I don't think somebody who's slow is gonna be able to use AI, but what they could use is therapy. There.
Therapy for what? To make them smarter?
Guideline, like to help to bring some things to the surface.
I don't think
like
therapy will help.
Do you believe therapy works? You just had a nonverbal, bro. You just did a nonverbal communication. I don't know if I don't know if that's gonna be caught. I'm gonna try to rewind it, but I think you might have mentioned jaw real quick. It was like, damn, I don't know if I. What do you think about therapy?
Therapy works. The thing is, therapy. Me personally, I don't want to say therapy is for the weak, but I think a lot of people, you look for someone to tell you something that is just common sense, something that you should already know, right? So if you are not excelling in life, I don't think you should go to therapy for that. But some people do. But I think that sometimes it's just have a seat, process where you've been in your last 5 years, where do you think you went wrong, and jot it down. Say, you know what, I did this year, I messed up. You know what, I lost this amount of money doing this, I'm not doing that again. To me, that's just common sense. I don't think you need to go sit with someone for someone to tell you, you know what I think you should be doing, what I think you should be doing. Because the therapist that's giving you that advice, look, they're human just like me, just like you. They got their own stuff that they're dealing with. I give
therapist therapy.
Yes, in the gym, all the time. I speak to a pastor about marital problems. A pastor of a church, a leader of a church. Hey, Jess, what do you think about this? I have no problem communicating that with him. Man, you're gonna be all right, bro. Just gotta figure it out, but don't fall on your horses. Don't fall for this, don't fall for that. A week later, he said, man, I'll take your advice.
We got divorced. It's like, nah,
yeah. You laughing.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Oh, wow, okay.
I got divorced.
Joking. Okay, yeah.
I got divorced.
It was the best move.
I had no idea that he was going to divorce. I didn't tell him to divorce. I said, just weigh out your options, man. Just like, you in church. People who fall into the line of church, hey, I get it. It's not for me. I get it. You want to follow people. You want people to lead you in the direction. It's not for me.
Right.
I lead myself. If I fall on my face, it's mine. It's me. I don't blame it on the church or anybody but around me. It's me. My doing. I'm at my son's prom, and he comes down the apartment complex. What you doing here? He said, I live over here now. I said, what happened? Oh, I moved out. That was it. And then later on, we started talking. Like, yeah, man, we're getting separated. Here's a guy who's a pastor in his church. And I wouldn't tell you to leave your wife. I wouldn't tell someone to leave their wife. I'll just say, this is what I would do. I would think about the scenario, the pros and the cons, and I'll weigh them out. But if you're not happy and you know what you want, there's but so much you could do and communicate that back and forth with somebody. And when somebody tells you, yeah, I really don't care, to you as a man, what are you going to do? You going to stay there?
Yeah.
You got to make that decision.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that, hey, man, a woman telling me I don't care about that part of your desire and what your needs are, I know where I'm at.
Right. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
I know where to go.
Yeah. I gotta take care of like my own well-being. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. And that's the thing with people.
I mean, we lie and say take care of our own well-being. We have needs.
Mhm.
You're gonna go take care of your needs.
Right.
Now, if you get caught, it's one thing. But if you don't get caught, hey man, take care of your needs.
Right. You got what physical needs, you got emotional needs, you got all of these different needs, and you know, and it's we're talking about it all only because it comes up a lot. I mean, you could look at divorce rate, you could look at all these things. It all segues into the same conversation. It's just, I just believe in when it comes to that. I kind of I don't know how to articulate it, but I believe I'm terrible because I'm going to control all of it when it comes to my relationship. There is, and that's the problem that might suck, but I'm being very, very pragmatic about it. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying my woman doesn't have a voice. She absolutely has a
Right.
voice. She absolutely has a voice. But things got to go the way I needed to go because that's the only way. I'm the only one every single day thinking about prospering. I'm the one that has in my office build the financial forces around my family that no single event can penetrate. And that was before COVID happened, and then I went 2 years without getting rental units. I'm the one that has those things down. So you're gonna have to follow this syllabus I put for you for the relationship. If not, then I don't care about it not working. I
Yeah.
think, me personally, I just think that that's just your personal decision. It didn't work, and then go about your separate ways. Nothing wrong with it. I see too many women in relationship and situation where they just run the whole thing. They run the whole thing, and it's not like I'm running it because this is where we're trying to go. No, it's just I'm running it because I feel like I'm supposed to run this relationship.
That's
I
scary.
told you I'm running it because I have basically a syllabus in my office about what we need to do financially so we could be taken care of forever. If you don't have nothing like that, why am I following you?
Right.
Not because you're a whim creature. That's what I call you. You're a whim creature. Like you feel this way, you feel that way.
Very emotional. I
Nah.
just look, a woman, I'm not saying that a woman can't lead a man. I am saying that. You can't lead certain men. So again, this is not for everybody,
Mhm.
right? Because some men need a woman to lead them, show me, guide me,
Right.
right? But the men that we're talking about, no, we're leading, and when somebody say it's a 50-50 in a relationship, no, this is my relationship. You're in my relationship. You shouldn't say it. Obviously, it sounds crazy and cringeworthy when you say it. Like, yo, this is my relationship. Like, you're here because of me,
Mhm.
right? But technically, you are here because of me.
I like that better than the other stuff you be saying.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna say that here.
Yeah. But
But
no,
yeah.
but that's the one I agree with.
Right.
No, real talk. That's the one I
Yeah.
agree with because this got to be said. Like certain men, there's certain way. Like I was thinking as you were talking, I was thinking about, like you said, there's certain women I can lead, right? I was thinking about let me think about a woman who is doing has the exact same mindset I have, and I'm looking at her as a man that I am. The thing that I would think is like, damn, my woman doing too much. like,
Yeah.
God damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my woman doing too much. Like, I would feel as a man, I have to do like
10 times more, absolutely.
yeah, like
absolutely.
So you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I can't be the type to sit back
and see her bringing in $200,000. No, I got to do more.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Like, yeah.
That's the kind of men that we are.
You see your woman coming home from work, all stressed out, like, stressed out. You can see she working hard, busting ass. She got investments. She got this. So what do you do as a man? She taking care of self-security wise and everything. Coming up with financial plans for 5 years from now, all that shit.
She's sitting you down telling you what the plans are. Nah, I'm not. I don't know. I'm different. I'm a leader, always. I want to lead on. Look, some of it is ego, right? So you want to lead because you want to. It makes you feel like you are. It makes you more valuable to me. If a man has his stuff in order, I think a woman coming in be like, oh, you know what? He's solid. I could see me growing with this guy.
Right.
Again, as cringeworthy as it sounds, you're in my relationship.
I'm definitely going to make that a real
right?
too.
Because technically, I'm not asking you for no money. I'm not even asking you I'm not asking you to cook dinner. There's certain things that I'm just never going to ask you for. Now, if we're together and you cook dinner, that's cool. But if you didn't cook dinner, I could just go buy dinner. Right? So what I really need you in my element for is make sure that I'm happy.
Right.
Right? that I'm not dealing with no BS, that you're
Right.
not just stressing me the fuck out about petty stuff, that, the basic woman stuff.
You know what's
I don't want
crazy?
to sound like a sexist,
No,
but
no, no.
but
That's no. That's actually to me. You don't sound like a sexist because you took away something that most men would be like, nah, you gotta cook. You're like, yo, you don't gotta cook.
No,
It's
no.
okay. I can go buy food.
Yep.
I go buy food. We have food. No
That's
problem.
that's where the money come in hand, and
Right.
that's when
I've never heard that before. That's dope. Like,
That's
yeah, you
when
don't
the
gotta
re-
cook. I'll go buy food.
Yeah.
We can buy food.
but that's when the relationship is my relationship. It's my relationship. So when you leave, I could still move how I was moving before.
Mm.
What's not here? The warm body. That's it. That's it. Financially, everything else is at bay.
Mm.
The warm body left. I got to find me another warm body. That's it.
Mm.
But once you start relying on, I need her for this, I need her for that, I need her for, no. Like you said, there's AI now. If I need to write a letter, chat,
Yo, that's for real, man.
I need to write a letter to such and such. I got to figure it out. If I'm going through a financial problem, AI, talk to chat. Hey, what should I do for X, Y, and Z? And they'll tell you.
Now let me ask you, what do you think led to that type of I guess ideology of basically you sound like you want to make sure as a man that I'm independent.
Oh yeah, I don't want to ever,
Right.
bro. I think every man should have that. I don't ever want to need a woman financially. That's it. Never, ever want to need a woman ever. That's something that I'm just totally against. I don't like it. I don't like the way that would make me feel. I just don't like. It's not that it makes you feel less of a man, but I think a lot of women nowadays, they hold that as he needed me. Well, remember you didn't have this. Remember you couldn't do this, and then you asked me to give you this. I heard it. I seen it happen. I hear it happen. That's why we talk all the time that certain business that I do,
Mhm.
I don't want to get a woman involved. I just don't want to get, because it feels like you might think I need you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want you to ever think that I need you. Ever. I don't want to give you that. I don't want to give you that. I just don't want to give you that.
What is okay?
My relationship again.
No,
My relationship.
no, I get it.
I don't want to give you that.
What I'm trying to get at is like, what is it about? Because it's one of those things when you say it, and I know that it's probably going to sound cringe, but for me, it doesn't sound. It just sounds like you're speaking and speaking your emotions because it's like it's not my first time hearing it. It's my first time, like it's fresh to me. Like so I don't know what to think and how to think about it. Like I wasn't sitting here thinking about how I'm gonna need a woman, like, you know what I'm like. So I didn't think about it that way. So as you put it that way, it sounds as if that, especially the way society is, you can see that. How does one even trust a woman when one, you see what women watch on TV, you see the dynamics that go on in relationships. So how do you is this a trust issue when it comes to the modern woman and how women are today?
Probably trust, but again, you're dealing with somebody, everything they do is off of emotion. How could you ever trust anybody? It's not off logic.
Right.
It's not about it making sense.
I'm still listening.
It's about how I feel or how I felt at that moment. Or when you said this to me, you made me feel like this.
I felt
so
as though.
then I felt as though you were saying, so I had to leave.
Now, let me ask you this. This is going to bridge into this. I saved this for just talking, and this is what, 16 seconds. You remember the Family Matters sitcom?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was real early 90s. But imagine this being said in 2025. I don't think it's going to even, I don't know if it's going to, listen.
What's a three-letter word for pleasure? Men. Fun. They can be.
Was it?
He said, what's the, something for fun. It's like, wait, she said, wait, let me see.
What's the 3-letter word for fun?
What's the 3-letter word for, okay. For pleasure. Men. What about fun? They can be. See, 3-letter word. So she asked her, and that's back in the early 90s. What's a 3-letter word for pleasure? The grandma said men. And then she said, what about fun? She said they can be. Would that be said in 2024? With that type of undertone where it being like, oh, that's that, you know?
No, it'd be about money.
That's crazy, right?
Be all
So
about money.
what I'm saying is, those type of women back in the day, could you see yourself investing with as far as money?
Absolutely.
So it's this type of
Yeah.
modern fucking, you know what I'm saying? This loving hip hop, this social media woman, money hungry. Like, it ain't like they weren't money. I wouldn't say they were money hungry.
Look, if you have to edit this part out. I had to give you a heads up.
Wait. How bad is it? How bad is it?
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It probably can stay. It probably can stay. Because right now, nothing. We don't have anything that's crazy out there. We didn't throw nobody under the bus.
If you find a woman that's old school, I would say you could invest with. But modern day women today, nah, I would never do it. I would never do it.
Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Think about you starting into a new relationship with someone. And, you know, I'll be 40, and I'm going to date down. I'm going to go, I'll be 40, I'll go 30. Right? Let's say I date down to 30. I can't trust. I can't invest like that in you. Nah.
With the way the modern landscape and upbringing.
There's no way that. But look, people do it. And then you hear that they get a divorce 6 months later, 2 years later. I don't want to do that kind of investment and then have to walk away.
Right. Shoot, man.
Again, that's why I feel as though when you come, if you deal with me, you're in my relationship. I'm not in your relationship. It's my world. I don't need you. And I want to live my life like that.
Right.
I don't want to feel as though that I can't do anything. And I hear men say this, but I need her for this. I don't ever want to have to say that to a woman. Oh, I need you. Don't leave me right now. I need you. You heard a conversation that I had on the phone. No, you laughed. But the dude lost his job, right? He called her, begged her to come back. She went back. Now, you know, he still want to act as if he has it all, but he doesn't because he don't have no money. He doesn't have a job. So he wanted her to help him out, but the life that he want to live, she's like, yo, I'm not doing this with you. I'm out of here. Now she's out. I never want to have to call a woman and say, hey, I need you right now. Unless it's for pleasure.
Right.
But the financial part, nah. I don't know.
You want to put yourself in that position?
Never, bro.
Now, tell me what you guys think about that. That's interesting because I believe I understand where he's coming from based on the landscape. Like only reason why I had to rewind and play that is because I'm like, man, women don't think like that nowadays. 3-letter word for pleasure, a woman would not say man.
Even what a woman want back then was just a hardworking man, a man that could, you know, the white picket fence and this, that, and the third. It changed now. It should change for us men too. We should be focused on portfolio. What does our portfolio look like when we meet a woman?
Right.
Where am I at in my life?
Right.
What am I doing? What am I bringing to the table where you could be like, oh, you know what? I like this guy.
Yeah.
He's
mentally,
different.
Physically, financially.
All that. Yes.
Yeah.
Look, financially is probably number one. And then everything else, number two.
Right.
Obviously, the more money you have,
so funny. Yeah. I mean, come on.
the more money you have, the more you're gonna have to deal with. A guy who's a millionaire who could have anything he want. Technically, if he's with you, he's settling. I don't care how bad you are. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
If a guy like, give me a top guy,
He said if he's with you, he's selling. Take Elon Musk.
anybody that he ends up with, that one person, he's settling. What could she do for him?
Especially if money is the first thing on the table.
But it has to be.
What if she has money? I know Elon
Again,
Musk.
that kind of money, what could she do for him? And why would you think that he would want that kind of woman? He wouldn't want that kind of woman.
No, I'm just,
I
I
know.
get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
He wouldn't want that kind of woman. But he's settling. So a man that has all these things and the money and got his life together, got everything going the right way, and you're supposed to be an add-on. No matter how good you are, if you're not damn near perfect, he's settling. It's you know what I mean?
Yeah, that I can't really like debunk that right now, because like on a level you're talking about somebody who has enough money to buy anything he possibly wants, and it doesn't matter how good you look as a woman. If that's like special, it doesn't matter how good you look. I mean, what else could a woman lead with? Her brain. No matter how smart you are, it doesn't matter at all. He can replace that.
Right. Even you. We were just talking about $10,000 a month. If that's all I need to live a great life, again, my life, anybody that I'm with at that point, what are you going to bring? What's your add-on for me as a woman? I don't need you
It's just
to cook.
The word sounds cringy, but I get what you're saying.
But again, that's because, people want to hear the
Right.
nice shit. Talk to
Right.
me nice. Don't say it like that.
Yeah.
Why don't you say it like this? No, this is how I'm saying it. This is how I'm saying
Right.
it.
You're gonna be a settler.
Yeah.
You're gonna settle. No, and with those type of parameters in place, and you have all of that, if you decide to just lock down and just be with one woman, then one could say that you did settle, because you would settle down. It would be settling down. Like, it's called settling.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
But that's
So,
what it is.
yeah.
For a man, for a man who had everything in order, who does not need a woman.
I like this one. It is for the man who has everything in order. That's important.
Yes.
Not for the man who worked up to have everything in order. You got to have everything in order. Because if he's working up, that's not that man.
Right.
This guy is a finished product, basically.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
He got any woman he wants.
Right. Could it make sense? He'll be settling, because that's why they call it settling down. So that's
So
100% fact.
any of those guys, Elon Musk,
Right.
any of those guys that are up here with financially,
Yeah. They're
any
settling.
woman now that he deal with is
They're
settling.
settling. Got it.
Amazon, settling.
Got it. So this is very crucial that we talk about this, because this is for somebody who's already a finished product. They're done. Not done, but they have their financial stuff done. That'll be settling. They have their mindset, everything right. They already on a path. That'll be settling. Somebody who's trying to figure that stuff out, working their way up, then what is that if he gets with a woman?
Again, it's still
settling down.
Yes.
It's still settling down.
It's still settling because, again,
is it really? Let's settling, because
you're still moving around the ranks. You're trying to figure out your finances. You're going through this job. You're trying to get somewhere.
Right.
Okay, I'm only making $3,000 a month. This ain't nothing. I got to figure out how to get $6,000. I go get another job.
Right.
All right, boom. I work 2 jobs. Now I'm saving my money. I'm not spending my money. Right. The girl come along, start dating.
Right.
But now you want to go out.
Right.
With women in today, they like nice things. So going out and spending $30 on a date, $40 on a date, that's not even a thing anymore.
No.
You had $200, $300.
Right.
But you just worked for that, and you had a
Plan.
a plan.
Yeah. And she come along.
And now
She's settled.
well, no, he's settling.
He's settling.
Because he's spending the money that he was saving.
Right. He settled, but she settled. She settled.
Yeah.
She found a place that
She's like, this is great. I like it here.
I can settle right
Right
here.
here.
That's her settling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So
So as a man, if you're gonna come to the forefront and you're gonna have all your stuff together, if you don't feel as though you're settling, I don't think you know what I mean. I don't think you have what you.
If you're gonna choose to be one with one woman, you're settling down. That's what they call it, settling down. So you are settling. Because would you consider it settling if a person has more than one woman? Would he settle with each one of those?
Yeah,
So he's settling.
yeah. Because again, the amount of money you have
Right.
dictates the kind of woman
But
and the
so-
amount of women you're able to
But
have.
that's what I'm saying. If he's rich, he got all the money in the world, and if he has more than one woman,
Right.
it's still settling.
Yes.
He's still
He
settling.
picked you. He settled.
Right.
He's settling with you.
So
And then-
settling is not necessarily bad. It's just how you settle. No, I'm just thinking because I'm just playing with the terms because we all at some point, not at some point. Well, yeah, according to what you're saying, as long as you have what you have and you get with any woman, you're settling down. Even if it's for momentary, you're settling down.
Yeah.
It's a settle down.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
No.
Listen, I know, you know, some people are gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, they definitely
But
gonna be
from a
getting that
man
as both.
perspective,
I-
a man perspective, if that's how you think, the woman would view you like, okay, you know what? This guy got his stuff together. I like this guy. She doesn't feel like as though she's settling. He should feel that way.
Mm. Explain.
Just
She
the
feel
money.
like she made a come up.
Yes, she should feel like I won.
Right.
He should feel like he's selling. Again, it's not a bad thing,
Right.
but that's why you should have all your stuff
I like
together.
that.
And once you have all your stuff together, the way you look at a woman now is totally different.
Yeah, because a woman like one could argue they want to. I think it's called hypergamy. They always want to improve. So she's looking at it as a come up, and the man will look at it as a settle down.
Yeah, I settled down.
And she came up, and somebody said, "Well, she came up to settle down."
No, she came up. Look, you get married, you go through a divorce.
Right.
Who loses what?
Oh, usually the man is screwed.
Okay.
Depending on the situation, depending on the situation, but you know how it
Majority of the
goes.
time.
Majority of the time.
Majority of the time.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare. And it's usually like, it's a percentage.
Especially when you got the child support and children involved and all that stuff.
You don't-
Yeah.
You got
I
to pay
don't see-
alimony, got to
yeah,
pay child support.
I don't see a man coming out on top. I don't see it.
So how you not, first of all, you know that if it doesn't work, you're going to take a L.
So it's a settle down.
You're settling down.
Yeah. You settle down. Even if you settle in different places.
Absolutely.
Because every single one of them is a risk on your part.
Look,
Right? Every single time, because that's a risk on your part as a man. So a woman can argue her point too, but
you could love a woman you could love a woman and give her everything. And she could wake up tomorrow and say, yo, you know what? This ain't
Right.
it for me. And you've been married and you thought everything was fine. But emotionally,
yeah.
because she's able to do that, and men are not supposed to function like that, right? You're gonna take the hit. You're gonna take the blame. It's technically gonna be your fault. That's how you have to look at it.
For making a bad decision.
Yes, for settling.
Yeah.
Yes. So is it
Settling in
worth
the wrong
it?
spot.
Hey, we're all gonna settle. We're all gonna settle, and we're all gonna take a loss.
Mhm.
Is it worth it?
Tell me what you think, man. You already know. We're here with Jesse. This is a crazy episode. I know we definitely got an hour in. That was dope.
We
Appreciate
crazy.
that, bro. You already know. So I already know I got the episode in. After I said you already know, I would have cut it. So anything out right now is this
Yeah.
extra. I'm just chilling.
That was good, man.
That was dope.
You got me talking some shit, nigga. That was.
I told you I was gonna get you talking, bro. I knew it. Once you start talking, I'm like, yo, this is good. This is good. And that's gonna be very controversial too. But like as you're talking about it, like when we really delve into it, I no more am I gonna like make a conclusion about something. Because it's not like I sat and thought about it, but it's just like I'm gonna sit and think about this, like, wow, settling, you settle down. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. I'm just trying to figure out now how it looks from a woman's standpoint, because I'm thinking of settling down where a woman is like all over the place having sex with everybody. That's the first thing I'm thinking. Having a woman having sex with everybody. She said, "Okay, I found a nice guy. I'm gonna settle down." It's like looking at a woman that way. It goes through my mind. I wouldn't think of a woman like actively just wanting to be like, "Damn, I love just having sex all the time. Different person, cool, cool, cool."
Right.
Whereas a man, I feel like it's more of a natural thing for him to want to just have a different variety, have sex with different women, and boom, boom, boom. Now he finds one woman like, "Yo, I'm gonna settle down." It seems like it's more natural for for a man to say, "Okay, this right here works for me. I'm gonna settle down," because just being out here like that's a little too much for me. Whereas a woman, you find somebody who has the right financial stability that you're looking for, and you guys are communicating. You're good at that. Now you settle with him. So do both people settle, or is it like
no? Look, for me, settling is who's take the biggest L.
okay? So okay, and that's the funny thing. I bet you when you look up settling down, settlers, there are different definitions within the one definition, and that's where we're at with it. That's the problem.
Because settler is they pretty much conquer.
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna stay here. Boom. I'm a settler.
Right. So, but what do they come with? Come with everything. They just take over what they have.
Yeah.
Right. So as a man, I came to you. I conquered you. I have you. You're mine. Right? Right? I have you.
Hey, look, you trying to get me to be out there with you with that one.
Jump, nigga.
Right. You heard me right.
See, start laughing.
Oh,
come on,
shit.
man. You know this shit.
You said right? Right?
Yeah,
you heard me right?
Think about it. As a man, you have to have everything. What women look for, the most important thing for women to look for is money. What do you bring to the table when a woman shows up? Women now want to live what? A soft life. That's the thing. I want to live a soft life. I would just want to be I would want to be home. I don't want to, if I want to go to work, I want to be able to go to work a little bit, but I want to do what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if I need something, I need you to give it to me. If I need my hair done, I need you to have that money for me. If I call you and say, "Hey, I need money for lunch," don't send me $20, $30.
Mm-hmm.
Send me $150. Again, that sounds crazy to you, and I get it. But hey, if you fuck with a woman like that, you're gonna give it to her.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. So again, within the money that I'm spending, I'm settling. I'm losing. She walks out of here. I can't get the Gucci bag, the Louis bag, the shoes, the slippers, the belts. I don't get none of that stuff back. That's gone.
Right.
That's gone. It's a wash.
But okay. You know what we're gonna have to finally wind up doing? Because like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of definitions. Because you're correct. When you settle, it's almost like I feel sacrifice, or is settling a trade-off, or is it a sacrifice?
It's a sacrifice. Look, you made a sacrifice by dealing with that person, right? There's the back end of that is you invested in the wedding, you invested in the ring, $100,000 gone. If 2 years from now she wakes up and say, "Yo, you know what, yo, this is how I feel. It's not gonna work between us," because that's how they function.
That's how they function. This is how I feel.
You just lost a $100,000 investment.
Right.
Would you lose that on a rental? You can. Wait, let me say it. You can.
Yeah.
But how do you lose
the likelihood is different. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And there's insurance on that.
Come on, bro.
That's the big one. There's insurance on that.
Yeah, there's ways around all that. The prenup will be your insurance.
Yeah.
But everybody says you can't just go and have a conversation with the woman about a prenup.
So now I see your mindset. The bottom line is, because as a man, and this is your ideology, because I'm a settle, this got to be done the way I want it to be
That's
done.
it.
Because I'm settling. I get it. I get how you're moving with it. Because this is what I'm trading off.
Think about it like this too. How many women would jump the ship if you explain to them the lifestyle that you want them to live while dealing with you?
What do you mean? How many of them just want to?
Like I bring this to the table. This is what I do. This is my portfolio. This is what my expectations are.
Right.
I don't think we're crazy. We ask. I don't ask for a lot. I never
Right.
do. Right. But I don't think it's gonna be hard for me to ever fall off. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna work for everything I got. But my add-on gotta be worth it.
Oof.
Gotta
Just
be worth
leave it
it.
at that. I like that. I like that. Real talk right there, boy. You already know what it is, man. Hit the like, subscribe button if you like this type of content. I'm out.